but the utility was literally says drawing in a bathroom. Oh, sorry, am I allowed to say that?
Nah. BAYC is planning world domination. They're going to take over the internet. They're going to take over culture. They're going to take over everything. And we have the exclusive leaked document right here.
This video is for all the people that have lost thousands of dollars on ApeCoin as it dropped like 30% over the last couple of days as well. We're here for you. We're here for you because I may have a little bit invested that I bought when I shouldn't have, and now I'm here.
But is that your fault though? Look, I think it's partially Dan's fault because shout out to everybody who watched that video. That video is at like 3,600 and something views. So I would blame Dan for losing the money. I mean, he always says that it is financial advice in the videos, so feel free to sue him. I'll just put his address and everything up here as well. So maybe your fault they lost money, bro.
All right. Let's get into this video because we've got the pitch deck that was leaked, as you said, and we've picked a few of our favorite slides that kind of speak to us about some important things that are going on. And this is bigger than just Yuga Labs themselves, or Yuga Labs, how you say it, because this is the first thing they talk about. They're bridging the gap between culture and Web3. Now, what I hear there is we're bridging the gap between normies and decentralized internet. What, Michael?
So they're gonna be on more talk shows, is what you're saying. So next thing I know, like they're gonna be on Ellen, sitting on the couch crying, like we did it, we bridged the culture, because Jimmy Fallon is already pumping them. So yeah, I see. It makes sense to me.
And like I think the big thing is like now you look on street corners and there's pictures of Bored Apes. You've got a whole bunch of like a gap that you don't see. It's only CryptoPunks is probably the only other one that I think publicly people would look at and go, oh, that's those little 8-bit characters that people are spending millions of dollars on.
I have a quick question for you, not to stay on the same side too long. Do you think this kind of ruins it? Like I'm a big contrarian. Like I hate doing what everybody else is doing. I feel like the key to being successful is to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. So if it becomes too like normal or the culture, is it gonna kind of make it not cool? Let us know in the comments what you guys think about that. I don't know. You know.
Is it like, are they becoming a centralized, decentralized sort of business model? And like, that's the thing, a lot of people hate Solana because they're a centralized organization that runs a decentralized blockchain. And this is a very similar model in the sense that there's going to be a team. But if you want a business to be successful, you need to have like someone who's actually leading the way, and they've proven themselves.
True that.
On to the next slide.
All right, what else you got?
And so the first thing they talk about utility, and do you know what, their utility when they started off wasn't that impressive for me. They had a bathroom where they could draw pictures on the wall, so people draw whatever they want. They talk about they've surpassed 100 ETH floor, which is amazing. I think that's great. Big community. They had a focus on culture and kind of building this. It was a gated community in a sense, wasn't it? It's like if you're not an ape, you're not in this little community. So, Michael, any thoughts on that before we jump through the next slide?
I think you kind of got me with that gated community thing. I know they're really working hard, and you'll probably have a slide on it later to try to get more like people involved that can't buy in at the crazy 100 ETH floor, but it's starting to feel like a cool kids club. It's interesting. That was my only thoughts of having this, you know.
Yeah, and there'll be people watching this video going, is there any hope for me, or like what should I be investing in to really be a part of this community that's going to go 1,000 times or receive airdrops for coins? And to be honest, like that might be gone now. That might not happen again. That is completely transparent because people don't want the next thing, they want the first thing. And as I said, we've only picked 6 slides or 7 slides out of this deck for us to dig into because there's some really important stuff. We want to build something that expands the universe of BAYC, but also invites a larger NFT community. That's what we we're just talking about. So they're releasing a metaverse, the other side, which has 2,000 plots of land. 100,000 of those were actually saved for Macy and BAYC owners. So you will have a chance to get in. And from what they've said, they're going to price it around about a 1 ETH entry for this. So that's actually quite affordable. But I know it's going to be a dog eat dog. It's going to be dog eat dog. But the big thing is, people realize, and this is why I'm investing in ApeCoin, and I'm averaging in as well at the moment, is because, and this is not financial advice, because the center of their metaverse, the center of probably the biggest metaverse to ever be released will be ApeCoin.
100%. I mean, I think it's super cool because this is the first time I'm seeing like a metaverse project being started up that already has like a cult following, and it's part of quote unquote, I hate the word culture, but it is, you know what I mean? Like it's part of pop culture, so it already has momentum going. So it's gonna be crazy. So it'd be interesting, like Dan said, how hard it's gonna be to actually get in, even starting with the 1 ETH floor. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and each of the plots of land are going to come with their own like rarity of utilities on the land themselves. So they've already gamified it, and I think that's what they're trying to do, is have this blend of a game and also a metaverse. But I think the entry they're talking about is they are releasing another NFT set as well. So that's on the roadmap. We're not going to look at the roadmap today, but if you want to, it is on one of our previous videos as well.
We'll link it up as well. Yeah.
All right. And that's why we're not building a metaverse. It's just exactly what I talked about. So cue this slide. We're building interoperable gaming metaverse and meta RPG. And that's what I was talking about. Like, if you buy land, you will get certain traits or assets on that land, and that will then go towards the game that you're playing. So this is going to be pretty crazy. And 200,000 plots of land isn't extreme. It's probably comparable to the other big ones like Decentraland and Sandbox. So it's something to be aware. If you can afford, jump in.
Cool. Not to steal your thunder, because I don't know if you have a slide on it or not yet, but I've seen like those collaborations they have with like Cool Cats and Meebits and CryptoPunks and some of those other things as well. Am I stealing your thunder?
It's the next slide.
All right, cool. So I'm not gonna steal Dan's thunder, even though I get great pleasure out of doing it, and let him jump right into this.
But the thing is, this is a bit interesting, and I think the floor prices of all these would have just shot up when they saw it in that little promo clip. But I don't think there's anything that actually really makes these valuable in a sense any more than what they were the day before. Because the thing that they're talking about in here is that they're going to build an SDK so you can import whatever you want into their world, which is extremely smart. Yeah, you. So the thing is, it's not about the actual characters that were shown in that video, from what I can tell. But I'm sure their floor prices would have jumped up, because that's promo at the end of the day.
Of course.
But they're building an SDK that can help you import what you need to in the metaverse as well.
I mean, I think it's interesting because think about it, like companies like Apple, that partnership with Adobe, and they allow them to be, and even Facebook, like sign in with Facebook and those things as well that are ran by SDK. If you're an NFT founder, like, it's going to be open source SDKs that you can use to put your avatars into our metaverse. So this is probably going to start a trend, just like they did earlier with roadmaps, with allowing other projects to jump in.
But it's not only a game, it's a whole new economy. And that's the point of this kind of pitch deck, is that they're not just building one thing. They're not tying themselves into one thing. They're going to build a whole new economy. And I'm sure there's more merch that's going to get released. There's new NFTs that are going to get released. There'll be more events that are going to happen, all based off of the ApeCoin.
I have a question for you on the economy side of things, and even things like allowing SDKs to be used in your metaverse. Like, when I think about a business, right? And this is a pitch deck, so they're definitely thinking themselves as a huge expanding business with big plans. I think about what your moat is. You ever heard the term moat in business? Like, it basically is what separates, what keeps people away from you, and what can't be replicated. It's hard to build a moat in a decentralized world, right? Because if this was a business, it would say that, listen, we're the only business that can allow like SDKs to be incorporated in our metaverse, and we figured out a way to actually take that and put a patent around it so nobody else can do it. That's why we're going to be the leader in metaverses. But you really can't do that in a decentralized world. So what's their moat? Is it just like first mover's advantage and being the most popular? Is that the only really thing to have?
Like, I think a well-executed plan as well, and it's like they've already had Snoop Dogg release an album with using ApeCoin to purchase it as well. So you're going to see that they'll make a lot of big moves really quickly, and especially at the time that they need to as well. So it's like there was the video that they released, of the promo video after they released ApeCoin. It was very strategically timed as well. So I think they're extremely smart in their strategy, and they've probably got a lot of really like smart people behind them, in the sense of people that have been technical advisors for a long time, and like their partnership with Animoca. That's how you can actually be purchasing the land, is through Animoca as well. So they've said that in that pitch deck.
It makes sense. So their mode is that they have first mover's advantage. They are culture, and they're securing partnerships that nobody else has. And I'm assuming these partnerships are exclusive partnerships. That would make sense, right? When it comes down to it, we probably are not privy to that information, but I think that's really what they're building.
If we're looking at deals and things like that, their strategic investments for the next kind of year that we're looking at, and we'll run through them quickly. Community building being at the forefront, of course. They've got a couple of events and festivals. The games, so Basie versus Macy, Trial of Jimmy the Monkey, Mecha Apes, Bored Ape Kennel Club. And then they've got sales as well, which is the land sales, and 100k lots will be sold in this year itself. And that's the other thing that we see with a lot of these tokens and coins that have been released. People go, oh, I don't actually have a utility for it. Okay, it'll drop down. So I'm not sure if they're going to reward long-term holders. I hope they do, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Cool, guys. If you like this video, check out this playlist above. We've done so many BAYC videos. We actually made a playlist with the other ones in here as well. Check them out, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.